Oh, hey, John. I'm 18 now.
Darwin's Game is a supernatural addition to the kill or be killed, play or die battle royale genre. I stumbled upon this manga and was inspired to read it simply by this picture, which isn't even really indicative of the story. Pseudo Economy is an average student who has accidentally roped into a mobile app game called Darwin's Game. Like most competitive games, you beat other players and get points. The kicker is you fight and kill in real life. I won't go into much detail because I personally found each little turn and revelation in the story to be a fun little surprise, figuring out how the game works alongside the main character, and I don't want to take that away from anyone else. Only the first several chapters of the 6 currently written volumes have been translated, but here's what I like so far. For starters, the series involves superpowers and handles them in my favorite way. Kinda like how JoJo's Bizarre Adventure or One Piece handles superpowers. There's a character with a power that seems really great when it's first described to you, then you hear about the world the character is in and some of the powers he'll have to be fighting, and you think, now that power seems really weak and trashy in comparison. But then you see the creative ways the power is implemented and you're back to thinking, okay, now maybe it's a little overpowered. And on the flip side, you may have a really great power, but if you suck, you're gonna die. Also, in a kill or be killed story, if you have a protagonist who's strongly against killing, it's easy to have them come off as whiny, pathetic, and very slow on the uptake. Economy is not. He's clever, kind, and relatable. Again, like my favorite parts of JoJo and One Piece, he's equal parts coward and hero. Another thing I like is that while other series will have a side story that's going slow or is actually not going anywhere, and won't be relevant to the main story until much later, and is only there now to make it seem like the writer's not making things up as he goes along. There were a couple times in Darwin's Game where I thought that was going to be the case, but those stories either picked up or meshed into the main plot very quickly. Though the story does have a lot of cliches and a bit of fan service, it's all handled well enough that it hasn't soured me or most of the people I know on the experience. But it's still pretty early in a series that's playing a very careful balancing act. I used to like Death Note until a lot of the plots became far too ridiculous, the genius investigator stopped being such a genius, and the well-intentioned hero became one of history's greatest monsters way too early in the series. But until Darwin's Game drops that ball, I remain optimistic and look forward to the next chapter. Now, that all being said, the last time I wished for a new manga I just recently got into to get an anime adaptation, my prayers were answered. So, fingers crossed?